Here we are. Here we are, boys, with episode 76. Here we are, boys, with episode 76. With episode 76 of Come Shorty Boy. Here we are, guys, with episode 76 of here with Come Shorty Boy. My mind's all messed up now because the stuttering and speech impediment issue. Anyways, I'll get the intro out of the way. So, here we are, guys, back with episode 76 of Come Shorty Boy. Now, before we get into this, guys, before we get into it, I gotta reiterate this every stream. I have to reiterate this every stream. If at any point in the stream y'all hear me stuttering or tripping over my words, I've got a speech impediment. That's why I stutter. That's why I trip over my words. Anyways, let's get the promotional stuff out of the way, and then we can get into it. So let's get the promotional stuff out of the way, and then we'll get into it. So, y'all get the boxing stream at the end of the month. Yes, I know it's close to the end of the month, but I'm talking. Y'all will get the boxing stream towards the end of the month, or closer to the end of the month. I'll talk about all the greats. I'll talk about Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Joe Louis, Rock Marciano, Sugar Ray Robinson, etc., etc. Also, guys, I'm still working on the White Knight, on Ogre's 8, and the Dragon King trilogy, and the broader world of Evaluria itself. And also, guys, I'm still working on Gunblade. I'm still working on Gunblade. Still working on the Samurai and Gunslinger. So with all that being said, guys, with all that stuff done, with the intro out of the way, and with the promotional stuff out of the way, what do y'all want to talk about, baby? What do y'all want to talk about? Because I got plenty of stuff here to talk about. I've got an hour to kill. So let's do this. We got an hour to kill. And guys, if y'all are interested in any of my content on the channel, I have playlists now. I've got playlists now up on the channel. So yeah. Yeah, guys, I've got playlists up on the channel now. Everything is properly organized. And if y'all want to know what the channel is about, just to go read the channel description. It is a bit long, it is a bit wordy, but it explains everything in pretty good detail, I would say. So anime, manga, comic books, history, mythology, philosophy, psychology, all that stuff I'm intrigued by, I'm interested in. And guys, we've talked about Wally on the channel before. We've talked about Wally and Inside Out. Yes, guys, yes, I am okay. I just got a very, very severe speech impediment. That's it. That's the only thing wrong. Like, the only thing wrong is there is, man. There is. It just depends on what I'm feeling, guys. If you've actually read the description of the channel, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, I think too much. You're right, my dear viewer. I do think too much. I'd rather not get into that, guys. I keep my private stuff private. But I do have a very, very severe speech impediment, though. Like I like to think of it as like Porky, right? If from the Looney Tunes, right? Yabba yabba yabba. That's all, folks. Why am I streaming then? I thought that was obvious, guys. Okay, there are three reasons I do these, guys. This is episode 76. So I've done 75 of these. I've done 75 of these, guys, and I've talked about all different I've talked about all kinds of stuff. Why do I do these? Why do I even bother just setting up my camera or set it? You see what I mean, guys? Hey, the speech impediment is very, very annoying and very, very irritating. Like, I mean, it's hey, the speech impediment is very, very irritating, and I don't know how I'm almost to 300 subs. All I need is 5 more of y'all to subscribe, and I'll be at 300. I'm at 295 right now. It is amazing the fact hey, that 295 of y'all even listen to me. So I like to think of myself as like Porky, right? Because Porky has a severe stuttering issue, and he's a part of the Looney Tunes cast. He's a part of the Looney Tunes cast, like Bugs, Daffy, Taz, all those characters. I love them all. I love the Looney Tunes and Porky and Bugs and Daffy and all that. It's just pure comedy gold. Is what Looney Tunes is. No, guys, no. Y'all tripping. Y'all are tripping, guys. I am the ugliest mother I've ever met in my life. I'm hideous, guys. I'm not handsome. I'm not cute. I'm not even adorable. I'm ugly as sin, guys. Y'all tripping. But yeah, guys. Yeah. Okay, can we please get back on topic, guys? Because really, I didn't know what to talk about. Every time every time I do one of these, guys, I don't know what to talk about. Anyways, so I got a question earlier, right? I got a question earlier in chat or or on the stream. I got a question a few moments ago. Why do I do this? If the speech impediment is this bad, well, then why do I do it? What's even the point of this, guys? What is even the point of this, guys? Why do I do this? What's the point of of setting up the camera and just talking to no one in particular? What's the point of it, guys? I have 3 reasons. One, to see if there's anyone else interested in what I'm interested in, i.e., anime, manga, comic books, history, mythology, philosophy, etc., etc. Two is to promote my stories, guys. Is to promote my projects. I am a reader and writer, guys. I love storytelling. I am obsessed with it. I am obsessed with storytelling and writing and reading. I've read some phenomenal books, guys. I've read The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I've read 1984 by George Orwell. I've pretty much read everything by J.R.R. Tolkien and the world of Middle Earth. I've read The Hobbit, The Lord of the Rings, and the seven You see? And the Cimmerian. For sake, I hate the speech impediment. It's okay though. It's okay. Moving on. But like, this is like just interesting. Alright, my dear viewer. I will see you tomorrow. But yeah, guys. And then the third reason I do this, guys, is probably the most important reason I do it. So the first reason I do it is to see if there's anyone else interested in hear what I'm interested in. And the second reason is to promote my stories and promote my projects. And the third and final reason, guys, this is probably the most important reason I do this, is to get better at it. Is to get better at the talking. Is to get better at speaking and thinking clearer. Because yes, the speech impediment is mad annoying. Like, like, y'all think y'all hate it? I hate it beyond belief. This is very, very annoying. Trying to fight this impediment or this speech impediment, you know, like, it's just very, very annoying. Like, if I can be real with y'all for just a moment, like, I like every time I talk or every time I start one of these, guys, I always think, okay, here we go again. Here from 10 o'clock to 11, 1 hour, an hour per, well, a stream per, oh yeah, an hour per stream. So y'all get these every night, from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Stream every night for 1 hour. Done 75 of these, guys. This is episode 76. And every time I'm like, okay, is anyone going to watch this? Is anyone going to care? And y'all amaze me. And y'all surprise me. I'm like, holy crap, there's no way 295 of y'all subscribe to me. There's no way that y'all interested in this crap. There's no way that y'all interested in me, a stuttering, idiotic buffoon, talking about anime, manga, comic books, history, his mythology, his philosophy, his psychology. There's no way you, there's no possible and feasible way y'all are interested in that. But y'all proved me wrong, and I'm so grateful that y'all do. Because this is just, it has been quite the ride, guys. It has been very, very enjoyable. Like, it's just interesting, guys. Like, I find this very, very enjoyable. Alright, so given the fact that it's been nearly 14 minutes and I've said nothing of value, what do y'all actually want to talk about? Hey, because last night's stream, I just talked about Watchmen. I just talked about Alan Moore's Watchmen and how brilliant that comic book actually is. I talked about how brilliant and how superb it actually was. Now, the film, on the other hand, is not that great. Watchmen, the movie, is horrible. It's directed by Zack Snyder and was made in 2009. Now, let me point out what I like about the film first, and then we'll get into some of the things I don't like about it. Hello, dear viewer. So what do I like about the film Watchmen? It has a good soundtrack. and the movie used the comic book as as um as as a storyboard. The film Watchmen basically, or the film, it uses the comic book as a blueprint, as a one-to-one recreation of it. However, it's not a good film, right? Hey, because the actual source material, hey, the actual comic book written by Alan Moore and drawn by Dave Gibbons, it has the Minutemen and the cast of Watchmen, Rorschach, Night Owl, Ozymandias, etc., etc. It has the characters portrayed as superheroes, yes, but realistic superheroes. Like, like Rorschach is not stable. He is unhinged. He is he is unhinged. He's a bit mad. He's a he's a he's a loco. He's a madman. Like it's just very, very interesting, guys. Like in the film, we know Zack Snyder loves his slow motion and he loves everything to be cool and badass. But that's not what Watchmen is supposed to be. In the film, we have scenes of Night Owl and Silk Spectre, aka Dan and Lori, kicking butt and breaking bones. And it's supposed to be cool and amazing. That is not Watchmen. That is not Watchmen. Watchmen is supposed to be, or the cast of Watchmen is supposed to be like they're they're bad people trying to do good things. Like there's no redeeming. Well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, Eddie Blake is a scumbag, is an a-hole, but is the is the is the comedian a redeemable a-hole? In my opinion, yes. Now, Now, here's something I actually like more about the movie than the actual comic book. As you may know, or you don't know, I don't know if you've read the book or not, if you're watching this. Hey, the comic book ends with one of the most ridiculous endings. Hey, for the most realistic comic book I've ever read, it ends in the most ridiculous of ways. It ends with a giant squid coming to Earth and basically killing millions of people. Now, do note it did not actually come to Earth. There was no actual alien squid. All of this, guys, all of this was a ploy by Adrian Weiss, Ozymandias, the smartest person on Earth. Liken him or compare him to a Reed Richards, a Mr. Fantastic like character as far as his mind goes. Like Adrian Weiss is very, very interesting. Adrian Weiss is very, very interesting, guys. He's very, very interesting. He's a good character. But Watchmen ends with one of the most unrealistic and goofy endings I've ever seen in a comic book. I do like the film's ending better. Now, Ozymandias' plan is to take out the Watchmen or the new Minutemen. Well, one by one. Yeah. So Adrian's plan is to basically take out the cast of Watchmen one by one, and he starts by killing the comedian, by killing Eddie Blake. That's how all this starts, guys. That is how all of this starts. And in the film, not the comic book, in the film Watchmen, in the in the film, like, guys, chill out. It's okay. It's okay. In the film, Adrian spends over $2.5 billion to build a device, and he asks for Dr. Manhattan's help on it. And they want to solve the energy crisis that the Earth is having. And his plan is to kill the comedian, of which he succeeds in that, and then he basically tricks the world into thinking that Dr. Manhattan has gone rogue and gone evil, because before Dr. Manhattan, he was Dr. Manhattan, he was a watchmaker. Dr. Manhattan's actual name is John Osterman. John Osterman, he was a normal human, and he was a watchmaker. He was a craftsman, and he fell in love with a woman named Jenny Slater. And how they were introduced to one another, it was by a mutual friend, Wally Westner, not Wally Weasel, but Wally something. I can't remember the man's last name, but Wally dies of cancer, and then his and then Dr. Manhattan, or John. So I am good. So John and Wally are friends. Wally dies of cancer, and then a few months later, John dies due to a horrible accident. John, quote unquote, dies from a horrible accident. In fact, he don't even die. He is completely unmade. He's atomized. There's nothing left. There's no body to bury. There's nothing. And then over the days and weeks and possibly months, John comes back. He reconstructs himself from nothing. From the unconscious mind, he reconstructs himself and eventually gets a brand new body. It is incredible. So, Dr. Manhattan, or John Osterman, now essentially a god and cannot die and has no limitations whatsoever. Like, it's very, very interesting, and I love the way Alan Moore deconstructs the superhero genre in the most realistic way. Now, another person in the book, a character in the book, writes a book, and he was misquoted. People thought he said, "Hey, the Superman now lives among us, and he is American." But no, and I quote, no. I was misquoted. I never said Superman lives among us and he's American. That's not what I said. what I said was God lives among us and he is American. That's what he actually meant. In the book, anyway. That's what he actually meant in Watchmen. And I believe it was Dan, aka Night Owl, that wrote the book. I could be wrong about that though, guys. Please, please, I implore you. I implore you guys, correct me if I'm wrong about that. Please, please, correct me, because I want to get my facts straight. I want to make sure I'm not. I want to make sure I'm not misinforming anyone. I want to make sure I got my facts straight. So, if I'm wrong, please say so. But yeah, the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is Watchmen is a phenomenal book. Truly. Truly is a phenomenal comic. You can consider this dream, at least up until this point, a sequel to last night's. Now Rorschach, because in last night's stream, I basically broke down the general plot of Watchmen and Alan Moore's deconstruction of the superhero genre, and I basically broke down both Rorschach and Dr. Manhattan's characters. I basically broke down both of those characters in last night's stream. So if you want my thoughts on both of those characters, then go watch last night's stream. Hey, what's up, Smokey? How you doing, my friend? How you doing, Smokey? Hey, what's up? But yeah, I mean, well, Watchmen is just a very, very good comic book. Like, if you haven't, go read it or watch the film. Either one, it will do. However, it's like I said, I don't like the film adaptation of Watchmen. Now, yes, it is accurate to the comic in the sense it is a one-to-one recreation of said comic. However, it gets the characters all wrong. It gets pretty much Night Owl and Silk Spectre definitely wrong. It glamorizes the superhero genre and shows them as cool, sleek, and overall badass. But that's not what they're supposed to be. That's not what Watchmen is supposed to be. Watchmen is supposed to be these people that are horrible, but they're trying to do good. They're supposed to be realistic. They have no powers. They're supposed to be meek and pathetic heroes at the end of the day. That's what they're supposed to be. How was it? How was it, my dear viewer? How was it? How was it, Smokey? But yeah, guys, the bottom line is, well, Watchmen is great, and y'all need to go read it. And then, yeah, so let's move on to something else. Let's stray away from the topic of Watchmen. Let's go on to something else, because honestly, I'm getting tired of talking about Watchmen. But yeah, I mean, like, y'all know me. Yeah, the art of that manga is very, very good. The Horizon by JH is very, very good. It's been a long time though. It's been a long time. Excuse me. Sorry guys. It's been a long time since I've read that manga. So yeah. Yes, you must finish that series. It is great. Although, like I said, it's been a long time since I've read it. I mean, it's been a very long time. But yeah, I like comic books, anime, manga, all that stuff. Like, it's just very, very good, you know? It's very, very good. We 31 minutes into this, guys. We 31 minutes in. That's amazing. That's amazing. But yeah, Watchmen is great. Go read it. So now what do we talk about, guys? Now what do we talk about? I mean, I've tried, man. I've tried. I've tried talking about Wally on the channel before. I've miserably failed. I've tried talking about ins- Inside Inside Out. I've miserably failed on that too. Um, I mean, comic books, anime, and manga are my main four topics, but I'm not, I'm not, I'm not against like just getting into the deep stuff too. Like I've studied, I've studied Greek mythology for 6 years, right? And I've studied Norse for 2. I'm a huge mythology nerd, of which I genuinely love. Now, a lot of people have this idea in their head, of which is a misinformed idea that Zeus is a mighty and good god. Now, do not get me wrong, guys. Do not get me wrong. Zeus is a mighty and powerful god. He is the king of the gods. But good, as far as his actual morals and character go, no. No. Zeus is anything but. Through my 6 years of studying Greek and mythology, that's one of the that's one of the misconceptions I had that was quickly corrected on. That misconception is 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 the first one I was very quickly corrected on, because Zeus is not a good guy. He is a very, how should I say, horrible person. Of which, I mean, there's still good and cool stories with him and about him, but it's all very interesting, guys. It's all very interesting. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of movies I like. I want to talk about. There's a lot of TV shows I want to talk about. Manga I want to talk about. Anime I want to talk about. Comic books I want to talk about. And stuff in general I want to talk about. Like one of the oldest stories I like is is Beowulf. And I need to read and I either need to read Beowulf or reread it. I'm not sure if I've read it yet or not. Although Beowulf is a good story and is a phenomenal one at that. At least hit from what I've heard. Like clearly, guys, clearly I love storytelling. Like clearly I love storytelling and I love these ancient and old myths and all that. Like, I mean, it's just a very interesting, guys. Like, I love I love just reading books and trying to understand those that came here before me. Like, I genuinely like it, guys. I genuinely like reading stuff like the like crap. I just had it. I just had it and it left me that fast. I had a thought and then it left just like that. But yeah. So yeah, man, I've read some good books, dude. Like, I've pretty much read everything J.R.R. Tolkien has ever written. I'm a huge Tolkien nerd. I love the world of Middle Earth. I love C.S. Lewis and his work as well. I'm a huge Narnia nerd as well. I love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Plus, 1984 is also a very good book. It is a very uncomfortable book, though. 1984 is a very uncomfortable read. It is a absolutely necessary one, though. 1984, hit by George Orwell, is phenomenal. Truly. What are you reading by C.S. Lewis, Smokey? What are you reading by C.S. Lewis? Anyways, guys, yeah. And 1984 is a phenomenal book. Anyways, guys, if for those of you watching this in post, I'm just talking to chat right now. You reading me? Woo! Woo! Hold my hands up. Hold my hands up, guys. Woo! That's a good one. That's a good book. That's a very good book. Continue reading it. Oh my god, that's such a throwback. Oh my god. Hold up. Hold up a minute. Oh boy. I'm sorry if you're watching I'm sorry if you're watching this in post, guys. I'm just geeking out over here because this man Smokey reading Lewis, and he not just reading Lewis, he's reading Mere Christianity. A phenomenal book. Yeah, finish it. Finish it. And because in my opinion, Lewis makes Christianity easy to understand. Lewis was brilliant when he wrote that book. And did you know he did that? It was not a book initially. He basically took all of his BBC radio recordings and turned it into a book. It's very interesting, guys. It's very interesting. I mean, Lewis creates arguments for Christianity that are so good and so detailed. It's chef's kiss, beautiful. Like me Christianity is so good. Also, if you are into Lewis right now, if you're reading C.S. Lewis right now, oh, that's tight. Oh, that's cool, Smokey. Smokey, that is so cool. That's so bad. That's so amazing, Smokey. Your first grade teacher read you The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Oh, that's great. I'm jealous, bro. Even though I finished The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, I'm jealous. Because, oh, dude, it would have been so nice to have it read in school, man. Like, it's so good. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is phenomenal. But if you're currently reading C.S. Lewis, I cannot recommend that enough. Narnia is phenomenal. But me, hey, but going back to his non, going back to C.S. Lewis's non-fiction work. Human Christianity is, in my opinion, his best. However, you cannot read Lewis and not read the Screwtape Letters. If you are currently reading C.S. Lewis, Smokey, if you're currently reading C.S. Lewis, you have to read the Screwtape Letters, because that is the first book because that's the book that got me into Lewis. It is a beautiful book on demons and temptation. Yes, you need to, my friend. You need to. Okay, think of it this way, Smokey. Think of it this way. So, C.S. Lewis, he been writing his Screwtape Letters. He was asked, why didn't you write about the other side? Why didn't you write about heaven, angels, and God? He said simply, because I didn't feel right doing it. I didn't feel right doing it. I am unworthy to write on that side's behalf. Now, think of it like this, Smokey. You must think of it like this, or just think of it like this, alright? So, if the Screwtape Letters is Lewis writing from the demon's point of view, me Christianity, I gotta hate my speech impediment because it interferes with what I'm trying to say. If the Screwtape Letters is C.S. Lewis writing from the demon's point of view, then Christianity must be him writing from the angel's point of view. At least that's how my brother explained it to me. And my eldest brother Devin is much wiser than I ever will be. I mean, Devin is so brilliant, man. He's so brilliant. He's got quite the mind. He's super intelligent, super logical. And yeah, he's just very well read and articulated, unlike myself. Now, am I very well read, guys? No. At least not in my opinion. I've read some books, guys. I've read a lot of good books. Although I'm greedy, I haven't read as much as I would like to read. And am I very articulate? Am I very fluent? Am I very smooth? Am I very, very clear speaking and thinking and getting my thoughts out to you guys? No. I am the farthest thing from that. Because I can't get my thoughts together. I can't seem to get my thoughts together, guys. I can't seem to think clearly. Like, it's very, very interesting, guys. Like, yes, reading is very, very important. Reading is very, very important, and here's why, Smokey. Here's why. I'm sorry if you're watching. I'm sorry if you're watching this in post and you're like, who is he talking to? I'm talking to the chat right now, guys. But here's why it's important. and to read, Smokey. Here's why I think people need to learn to read, or people need to read every day. Because I believe, and these are not my thoughts, guys, I stand on the shoulders of giants. I read those that came before me. I believe now, thanks to the people I've read and the great minds I've read from the past, I believe there's no difference between writing and thinking and vice versa. How do you learn to think and think clearly? Learn to write. How do you learn to write, though? Learn to read. That's why reading is so important, in my opinion. In order for you to write well, in order for you to write, you must read. In at least in order for you to write well, you must read. You must read good books, complicated books. Like, I started out reading The Hunger Games, and then I went to 1984, and then I just kept on reading and reading and reading. Eventually, guys, eventually I got to reading stuff like, yes, the Bible, but a lot of Shakespeare stuff too. A lot of Shakespeare stuff too. I've read a lot of Shakespeare's plays. In fact, I think I've almost read all of his plays. I've read Shakespeare, guys. I've read the Commedia, of which is Dante's Divine Comedy, by the way. I've read Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradiso, of which are complicated books, guys. These are very, very complicated books. I've also read John Milton's Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. I've read some complicated books, is what I'm trying to say. If you want to write well, if you want to write and write good and well, you must read books. And it doesn't matter where you start reading, guys. You can start here with Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is a phenomenal writer. He's written some straight classics that a lot of kids love today. He's still remembered for all of his books, guys. He's written Cat in the Hat, The Grinch, The Lorax, Green Eggs and Ham, etc., etc. Start where you can start, guys. Start reading and start writing. Uninvited. That sounds familiar, but I'm unsure. I'm unsure, Smokey. But yeah, guys, there's no difference between writing and thinking. How do you become a better? How do you learn to think clearly? Learn to write. How do you learn to write? Learn to read. So, if you can do these three things, guys. Okay, yeah. Now, thank you, Smokey. Thank you, Smokey. Thank you. Because at first I was like uninvited, but now I know the book you're talking about. Yes, Uninvited is a phenomenal book. It's a phenomenal book. But yeah, it is a good read. It's a very good read. But yeah, guys, the bottom line is this. If you can read and write, you are unstoppable, in my opinion. Because then you can articulate you can articulate yourself brilliantly. If you can read and write, then you can articulate yourself brilliantly. You won't trip over your words or stutter or do any of the stuff I'm doing currently. But yeah, guys, it's just very, very interesting, guys. Also, also, I do have a particular book, and I've had it for a while now, guys. I've had this particular book for a while now, and I haven't read it yet, and that's because I feel I'm not ready to read it. I feel I'm not worthy to read it yet, because it is a complicated book, and that book is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I have not read it yet, guys, and I've got a beautiful copy of it too. If you go back in my earlier streams, guys, I believe I show it off in in one of the streams. I'm not sure which one though. Hey, but yes, I have a copy of Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. I haven't heard of that one, bud. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. But yeah, guys, I have a copy of Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace. I need to I need to try and read that. And there's another book I've heard of, guys, that I want to read that I don't think I'm ready to read though, and that is Alexander Solzhenitsyn's The Gulag Archipelago. Now, the Gulag Archipelago is a complicated book that I haven't read yet, that I probably will not read for a very, very long time. But, like, I love reading, guys. I love reading anything. Although I do have my least favorite book of all time, that being Twilight. Good, good. In fact, don't even bother continuing watching the stream. Don't even bother watching the rest of this, Smokey. Go. Go read and enjoy C.S. Lewis. Because he is a phenomenal writer. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Narnia, is phenomenal. Go read Mere Christianity. Finish that book. And because, hey, before you go, Smokey, hey, before you go, let me tell you don't leave just yet, please. Even though I said leave, don't. Let me tell you how much I love Lewis just right quick. I read the Screwtape Letters and The Great Divorce. I read the Screwtape Letters in 2 days. I read the Screwtape Letters in 2 days. Like, I could have read it in one, but I had to go to sleep. Sleep is the only thing that prevented me from reading the book in a single day. I read both the Screwtape Letters and The Great Divorce in just 2 days. And then it took me 4 days to finish Mere Christianity, of which I could have read that in one if I didn't have to stop for reasons I'm not going to get into. But, like, Lewis, man, I love C.S. Lewis, if you couldn't tell. I'm a huge, huge fan of C.S. Lewis. You are going to enjoy the hell out of me Christianity. I'm pretty sure you've read up until this point, Smokey. We often hear people quarreling. I was there first. That was my seat. Give me a bit of your orange. I give you a bit of mine. We often hear people quarreling. The moral law is brilliant. The moral law is brilliant, man. The way Lewis sets up the introduction to Christianity is phenomenal. Like, it is truly, truly great, man. It is truly, truly great. Like, man, oh, it's so good, man. It's so good. And when you get to a certain part in the book, let me know. Let me know when you get to a certain part of the book. And I would like if you would come to the stream and comment on that part of the book. I cannot talk about it because I'm not sure if you're there yet. So I'm not going to spoil anything. Alright. Okay, Smokey. Okay, look. When you're done with the book, though, and when you're done with that book, you better come to this stream at 10 o'clock sharp and just tell me about the book, man. Tell me how it was. Like, because to me, there's no refuting Lewis's arguments, at least in my opinion. Lewis is one of the best. Is one of the best cases for Christianity I've ever heard. Like, oh god, I love Lewis. He's so brilliant, man. C.S. Lewis is so brilliant. Anyways, guys, I am sorry that the stream basically it diverged into me just talking just talking here with my viewer Smokey here. I am sorry that the stream it basically turned into me just talking here with Smokey. But I hope you had fun either way, because we're 57 minutes into it, guys. We're 57 minutes into this, and this has just been phenomenal. It's been fun. Hopefully, it's been entertaining and somewhat educational. I don't know though. I can't comment on that if it's been educational or not. I really don't know. Because like I said, I'm just a nobody, just a man in his room with a severe speech impediment, just trying to talk, just trying to get his thoughts out there, and to see if anyone would ever listen to me talk and all that. And to actually try and establish a connection with y'all, and to see if there's anyone else interested in what I'm interested in, and maybe, just maybe, if I keep going here with these, guys, maybe, just maybe, I can stop stuttering as much, I can stop tripping over my words, and we can slowly but surely, if not conquer, then at least make it more manageable. At least we can hopefully make the speech impediment a little bit more manageable. That would be just fine by me. That would be a-okay by me. If we can make the speech impediment just a little more manageable. Like, that would be very, very good. But yeah, I mean, all this stuff, guys, is very, very, very interesting, and I genuinely love all of it. Like, I love talking about this stuff, comic books, and Marvel and DC and the independent manga scene, and everything. Like, to me, it's just fascinating, because there's so much I didn't say on Watchmen that I hope I said in this stream. But who knows, really? Who knows? Like, honestly, I'm unsure. I'm unsure if I covered everything that I wanted to cover with Watchmen, but we'll see, guys. We, we will see. But yeah, I mean, as y'all can tell, the speech impediment has been very, very annoying, and just very, very interesting guys. And it's interesting to me because like I've read a lot of great thinkers and all that, and I've just started like listening to them, and I've actually like looked up interviews on YouTube and all that, and I do more stuff than just reading guys. I like doing lectures as well, or I like listening to lectures as well, or extremely old interviews as well, to try and get an idea of what these people thought and all that. So yeah, I think I'm interested in a lot of stuff, and hopefully this, it wasn't too rambly, it wasn't too incoherent, it wasn't too like random or or unclear. And I know I have trouble just talking and speaking and getting my general thoughts out, and I'm sorry about that, guys. But here we have hit the hour mark, guys. Here we have hit the hour mark. So y'all know what to do. Here we have hit the hour mark, guys. And with that, I'm outie. Y'all know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Turn on all post notifications. So that we never miss a video, and you'll be notified whenever I upload, or anytime I'm doing these, guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Turn on all post notifications. So that we never miss a video, and you'll be notified whenever I upload. And with that, guys, I am outie. I love you guys, and thank you, guys.